Hey there, folks, from the Mouth That Speaks It All channel. Get ready for a journey into the world of the strangest phobias you never imagined existed. Here are some useless facts that'll make you think, wow, humans really are afraid of everything. But first, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. With that said, let's dive into the video. There's a phobia called hippopotamonstrosis-squipedaliophobia. Ironically, it's the fear of long words. Some people have coulrophobia, the fear of clowns. Maybe they've watched It one too many times. Ablutophobia is the fear of bathing. Finally, an excuse for that friend of yours who runs from soap. If you're afraid of being afraid, you have phobophobia. It's like Inception, but with panic. Nomophobia is the fear of being without your cell phone, also known as millennial syndrome. There's omphallophobia, which is the fear of belly buttons. Imagine the drama when going to the beach. Pogonophobia is the fear of the Pope. Don't confuse it with the fear of eating porridge, which would be popophobia phobia. Some people suffer from linonophobia, the fear of string. Gift wrapping must be a nightmare. Anthrophobia is the fear of flowers. Terrible for those wanting to make declarations of love. There's auraphobia, which is the fear of gold. Probably invented by someone who didn't want to buy wedding rings. Phobophobia is the fear of phobias. It's like being afraid of fear, an inception of anxiety. Xanthophobia is the fear of the color yellow. Imagine the panic when seeing a field of sunflowers. Some suffer from geniophobia, the fear of chins. Stubble must be quite the trigger. Pteronophobia is the fear of being tickled by feathers. Seems a bit too specific, doesn't it? There's chaetophobia, which is the fear of hair. Must be tough going to the hairdresser. Electorophobia is the fear of chickens. Those who suffer from this must think Chicken Run is a horror movie. Some people have euphobia, which is the fear of hearing good news. Professional pessimists unite. Vestophobia is the fear of clothing. Involuntary nudists, perhaps. There's arachibutyrophobia, which is the fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. Extremely specific, isn't it? Pianophobia is the fear of pianos. Beethoven would have had issues with this one. Some have bibliophobia, the fear of books. Perfect excuse for not studying for exams. Chromotophobia is the fear of money. Ironically, many people suffer from the opposite of this. There's allophobia, which is the fear of flutes. Hamelin would be a city of terror for these people. Octophobia is the fear of the number 8. Imagine the panic when seeing a digital clock at 8:88. Some people have ephibophobia, the fear of teenagers. High school teachers? Anyone? Callophobia is the fear of beauty. Must be difficult to watch Miss Universe pageants. There's decidophobia, which is the fear of making decisions. Choosing an ice cream flavor must be torture. Atomosophobia is the fear of atomic explosions. Okay, this one actually makes sense. Some suffer from Hellenologophobia, the fear of Greek scientific terms. Ironically, it's a Greek scientific term. Xenophobia is the fear of large rats. Ratatouille must be a horror movie for these people. There's achmophobia, which is the fear of needles or pointed objects. Going to the doctor must be quite an adventure. Coimetrophobia is the fear of cemeteries. Halloween must be a complicated time. Some people have ophthalmophobia, the fear of being watched. Participating in Big Brother is out of the question. Barophobia is the fear of gravity. Potential astronauts, perhaps? There's chromophobia, which is the fear of colors. Life must be a constant black and white movie. Catoptrophobia is the fear of mirrors. Vampires in disguise, maybe. Some have geliophobia, the fear of laughing. Imagine watching a stand-up comedy. Clinophobia is the fear of going to bed. Involuntary insomniacs, poor things. There's ergophobia, which is the fear of work. Many people must claim to suffer from this on Mondays. Neophobia is the fear of anything new. Smartphone launches must be a nightmare. Some people have hygrophobia, the fear of liquids or moisture. Living in the Amazon is out of the question. Iatrophobia is the fear of doctors. An apple a day takes on a new meaning. There's koinonophobia, which is the fear of rooms. Sleeping must be quite a challenge. Pogonophobia is the fear of vegetables. Finally, an excuse not to eat broccoli. Some suffer from metrophobia, the fear of poetry. Valentine's Day must be complicated. Noctophobia is the fear of night. Must be difficult to sleep with all the lights on. There's oenophobia, which is the fear of wines. The French would be horrified. Plutophobia is the fear of wealth. Robin Hood would approve. Some people have rhabdophobia, the fear of being severely punished or beaten. This one actually makes sense, right? Siderodromophobia is the fear of traveling by train. Thomas the Tank Engine would be a terrifying character. There's taphophobia, which is the fear of being buried alive. Blame Edgar Allan Poe for this one. Uranophobia is the fear of the sky. Looking up must be a daily challenge. Some have verbophobia, the fear of words. Reading this script must be a nightmare. Wiccaphobia is the fear of witches and witchcraft. Harry Potter would be considered a horror movie. Xenophobia, well, everyone's heard of this one, unfortunately. Some people have zoophobia, the fear of animals. Visits to the zoo are out of the question. Aerophobia is the fear of air currents. Fans must seem like evil machines. There's balanophobia, which is the fear of bananas. Minions would be considered creatures from hell. Sebophobia is the fear of food. Imagine the drama at lunchtime. Some suffer from dextrophobia, the fear of objects to the right of the body. Walking on the sidewalk must be a challenge. Epistaxiophobia is the fear of nosebleeds. Dry weather must be quite a trigger. Some people have phrygophobia, the fear of cold things. Ice cream in summer? No way. Glossophobia is the fear of public speaking. Karaoke is out of the question. There's hatophobia, which is the fear of hell. Iron Maiden albums must cause panic. Ichthyophobia is the fear of fish. Finding Nemo would be a suspense film. Some have coraphiophobia, the fear of failure, perfect for professional procrastinators. Levophobia is the fear of things on the left side of the body. The opposite of dextrophobia, remember? Some people have macrophobia, the fear of long waits. Bank lines must be a nightmare. Nebulophobia is the fear of fog. Silent Hill would be considered a horror documentary. And last but not least, there's panophobia, which is the fear of everything. Basically, it's having all the previous phobias at once. Phew. So folks, how many of these phobias did you know about? Remember, if you're afraid of having any of these phobias, you might be developing phobophobia. But don't worry, being afraid is normal. Now don't tell me you have like-phobia, which is the fear of liking and subscribing to the channel. Overcome that fear right now by clicking the subscribe button. This is the Mouth That Speaks It All channel, where we learn there's always something new to fear. I mean, learn. Until next time.